Hello, my name is James Spiro and we're here at Calcalist Climatetech conference. I'm joined now with Ofir Gomeh, the CEO of Climatetech. Ofir, hi.
Hi James, thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time. Can you talk to me a bit about Climatetech and what you folks are investing in, please?
Sure. So we're an early stage investor in Climatetech altogether, looking for investments that could contribute to the decarbonization of the world. We've been around, actually, we're now going to our 12th year. So we've been around since early 2012, which is quite unusual for this segment, I would say. It used to be called Clean Tech, now it's Climatech. And we've also broadened our view from energy only to decarbonization all across the sectors, from mobility through energy, built environment, circular economy, and so forth. And we focus on Israel.
Wow, I can't believe you said that you were founded in 2012, and that means you're in your 12th year. I just don't know where the time's gone. Speaking of that time, how has it changed? How's the climate changed, and how has our approach to it differed?
Dramatically, because in 2012 and going forward into 2015, 16, and so forth, nobody really understood there was no such thing as climate tech, and decarbonization was a word that was not invented yet, I think. It was focused on energy and renewable energy, and didn't have a lot of interests, from VCs, from investors, from entrepreneurs, from corporates. I think things have changed dramatically over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. We're seeing more and more investors, entrepreneurs, more and more companies. Deal flow is getting better, and we're enjoying ourselves now, finally.
That's great. I'm always happy to hear that. What's Israel's place in that climate tech conversation?
Yeah. So this is an amazing time, actually. We all know that there's a trend. It's a slow time in terms of investments and VCs and markets and so forth. But in climate tech specific, it's a great timing, and the need is there. The energy crisis is there, unfortunately, but it gives us an opportunity. Actually, it's a perfect storm. That's what we call it, because the need is there for new energies, for decarbonization, and so forth. And I think Israel, with its innovative thinking and approach and capabilities, and technological-wise, entrepreneurship-wise, is a great place to start. And we should take this story and expand it all around the region. I think the MENA region is an amazing opportunity for us, given the Abraham Accords, again, from the last couple of years. These things put together give us a great opportunity to expand and to take our ideas and have these early adopters around us, because they are sharing the same problems that we are also seeing in terms of weather and climate crisis.
Okay, so I'm seeing what kind of VCs can do and what folks like you can do to tackle this challenge. What can folks like me do? I'm a normal guy. What can I do in this?
Yeah, so first of all, there's a lot each and every one of us can do in terms of, first of all, save on electricity, switch into EVs and so forth. There's a lot what we can do, but I think it's less on the demand side and more on the supply side in terms of new technologies, new products coming in, and also on the regulation and the governmental side. I think the government has can contribute a lot in terms of both incentives, as we've seen in the Biden Acts recently, and in terms of regulation of demanding like the Scope 3 emission reporting demands and so forth. So I think the governments have a lot to do, and also us civilians. If we push it up, then the governments will do it. If we don't care, nobody would care.
It's
By the way, I'm sorry. I commute to work by train and motorcycle every day. Not motorcycle, but a scooter. So yeah, I mean that's what we should be doing.
Hey, I walked here, which probably explains why my hair is a bit frizzier than usual. You mentioned governments just now. What's the relationship like between governments and the private sector in terms of tackling something like the climate crisis and climate tech?
That's a very important question, a very, very interesting topic, because each and every sector has its own attributes, I would say. And as we saw in mobility, for example, here in Israel 10 years ago, and also in fintech, I think, these sectors were non-existent 10 years ago. And the government, and specifically the Israeli Innovation Authority, took a decision to support these segments and build them. And this really happened very well. And I think it's the time for the climate tech domain, sector, to be pushed by the government, specifically here in Israel, to push to take our dominance in technology into climate, to have this sort of spillover of technologies coming into climate tech. I think the Israel Innovation Authority has a very important role in that. We're helping them, we're actually pushing them also right now. to do that, because I think they need to help us to gap between the need and the supply, and to bring in more entrepreneurs, more financial incentives, and a clearer picture for those entrepreneurs and investors to come into this domain.
All right, Ofir, that sounds amazing. I wish we could talk all day about this.
We could.
Yeah,
we have so much to talk about.
Unfortunately,
it's an exciting work, and I'm calling out to all those other investors and VCs, entrepreneurs, to join the party, because it is a party. Most of all, because it's economic. We're going to make a lot of money in the next decade.
And save the planet.
And save the planet.
Yeah,
of course.
Equally as important.
Yep.
All right, Ofir, thank you so much.
Thank you, James.
Cheers.